Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to Daily's 2A News. Today I want to talk to you guys about the NFA. Is it really the regulations that they're after, trying to keep people safe, or is it just a big old tax scam? Let's talk about it. So we're all led to believe that the NFA is there to protect us. It's there to protect the people from these very dangerous items that shouldn't be in the hands of the average civilian. We're supposed to look at that and say, these were the things that were just determined to be too much for the regular civilian to have. And so they must be put on this list. And if you want to get one, you have to pay a $200 tax stamp. You have to register it. You have to fill out these forms. That's what you have to do if they want one. So what do? They take the most popular things that people are going to want to have and they put it on that list. So if you want something that's short, you want something that's fast, you want something that's silent, you want something that really we should all have and should be protected under the Second Amendment to begin with. But if you want to have one of these, you're going to have to pay that fee and you're going to have to jump through these hoops. So that right there to me says they were specifically chosen so that the people who would want them the most and at the time could afford them would pay the fee to the government to do that, which would fund a lot of their different programs and agencies, right? Well, that fee hasn't changed over time, but the number of people that are paying that fee has. So if we just take a look at the ATF's own website and we take a look back over the last 15 years, you'll see that that little $200 fee that hasn't been changed since the NFA was created, while back then it was a lot of money, but fewer people were actually, going through the process. It's still a little bit of money, but a ton of people are going through the process, and there's no way the government is going to be giving up that money anytime soon because the government hates to lose revenue. They can print all the money that they want, but the money that they have coming in to fund their projects, there's no way that they're letting that go. So let's just talk about it real quick. So here we have 2005. That's what we're starting, about 15 years ago, right? 2005, the amount of forms that were processed by the ATF, 41,579. So back in 2005, there weren't really all that many, 41,579. Now we skip forward to, let's say 2018, right? Just a couple of years ago, 2-3 years ago. 2018, 322,692 NFA forms processed by the ATF. Now remember, you have to multiply that by $200, right? Then we go up to 2020, which is the last data that the ATF has. Over 512,315 NFA forms processed. That doesn't just mean submitted. Those are the ones that were processed in 2020. You multiply that by 200 and you have over $100 million of revenue going to the government. Over 100 million. That number has grown exponentially. Again, in 2005, it started out with 41,000 people. And by the time we got up to 2017, we're over 300,000 people. Then that number started to increase until 2020, where we sit now at over $100 million of revenue brought in because of the NFA and that, tax stamp that's really just supposed to be there to, keep people safe from these ultra dangerous things. So the next time you're having a debate with somebody or you're arguing over what items should be covered under the NFA and what shouldn't, we all know that nothing should. The NFA shouldn't exist to begin with at all, neither should the GCA. But it does exist for right now, even though both Republicans and Democrats absolutely refuse to acknowledge the fact that it's unconstitutional. Regardless, the NFA is just a tax collecting scheme. That's all it is. That's really all it's ever been. Because if these items were too dangerous to be had by the average citizen, then why can the average citizen, as long as he passes a background check, be allowed to have them? Does that background check go any further, really, than the standard 4473 that you would fill out at your local FFL? Not really. It just checks to see whether or not you're eligible or not to own something, and then they give it to you. So if you're allowed to have it, as long as you go through those things, and it's safe for you to have, and they determine that it's safe for you to have, and it's safe for you to have, around the public, then why does it even need to be under the NFA to begin with, right? I mean, you're talking 500,000 processed applications in 2020. Over 500,000, that means that there's over 500,000 items just in that 1 year alone. If we were to go back 2005 to 2020 and add all of them up, it's millions. So you're telling me right now that these things are too dangerous to be in the hands of civilians, so civilians shouldn't have them. They should be regulated by the NFA. However, millions of people have these items and are allowed to have these items legally, as long as you just pay that fee right there. It's just a little bit of food for thought. That's just all I wanted to talk about today. I look at things, the way that they're moving and all the stuff that they're trying to put in the NFA right now, and that was the first thing that came to mind, is what a money-making scheme this is. Anyway, I want to thank you all very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, and have a great day.